Penn, and I wanted to welcome you all here this evening and thank you for coming. I read in the paper this morning that the Phillies just exceeded 2 million people coming through the gates at Citizens Bank Ballpark. So that, I would say, is quite an engaged fan base. We too at Penn are very lucky to have a very engaged fan base or alumni population, and your presence here is a testament to your passion and energy for our great institution. So thank you so much for coming this evening. I'm here to welcome you, but also to introduce the president of the Penn Club of Philadelphia, one of Penn's truly great alumni volunteers, a person who's organized the Penn community in Philadelphia for a number of years now, and does many, many great things through the Penn Club, and I encourage you to stay involved with the Penn Club. And please welcome Andrew Rosenthal.
Graduate of the class of 2006 from the college, and I feel lucky because for the last couple of years now I've been able to work with a great board from the Penn Club of Philadelphia, and our efforts were just recognized recently by the university, and we're proud tonight to share the stage with our partner club in Philadelphia, the Working Club. You'll be hearing from their president later, and we're also proud to share the stage tonight with David Montgomery, who not only is involved with the Phillies, not only a Penn alumnus, but David Montgomery is also a winner of the Alumni Award of Merit, which we'll be hearing about more in November when Dr. Gutman presents him with an award at a Black Tie Gala in November. So I'm here to introduce Mr. Montgomery. David is somebody who has been with the Phillies since he got out of school. He started in the ticket office, and in 1971 he was working on the front lines of the organization. Since then, he has been moving up, and in 1997, he became general partner, president, and chief executive officer of the Phillies organization, and he's held that position since then. What you may not know is that in addition to being involved with the Phillies, David Montgomery is also a leader within the Major League Baseball Association, and he's been a loyal, proud, active Penn alumnus as well. He served as a trustee. He's been involved with the WXPN radio station, and he's also held high profile in the community in terms of social impact and community activism. I know he's involved with Need and Deed, which is a not-for-profit service learning organization, and he also is very involved with the Phillies community-based activities. You may not know that David Montgomery is an alumnus of the college, but also of the Wharton School, so he really represents both clubs here tonight. And we've asked him to come welcome us. We've asked him to tell us a bit about his story, and we've asked him to kind of explain how we got the trophy in the corner over there. So please welcome David Montgomery.
Thank you all. Andrew, thank you very much. I do feel very fortunate to have been not just a one-time graduate, but a double graduate of the university. So I'd like to welcome all of my fellow Penn alumni and those with various Penn connections. It's really a pleasure to be with you. I hope everybody has the opportunity to get through that food line and not let my remarks interrupt your eating and your enjoyment this evening. I also want to thank you all for attending the game. As Hoops pointed out, we're very fortunate. We've enjoyed some tremendous attendance, and the support that we've received from our fan base has just been spectacular. This is really a big series for us. A young fella, I just said we were counting on seeing if we could win this series from the Cubs. The Cubs have also been playing good ball recently. We were very fortunate last night. You know, oftentimes in our game you look at pitching matchups, and there we were facing Ted Lilly, who was an all-star for the Cubs. Rodrigo Lopez was going for us, and you say, well, we'll have to see what happens, and lo and behold, somehow we end up on a positive of a 10-1 score. But we've been playing, I think is the reality of our situation. Really, it's been just a special period of Phillies baseball. As was mentioned, I joined the Phillies in 1971. We were just opening Veterans Stadium at that time. That was an exciting move for our franchise. We had spent kind of an amazing number of years. We'd spent 32 and a half seasons at Connie Mack Stadium, and we left 2008. Really, for our club, things came together, resulting in a spectacular year. But I think also that, as I mentioned earlier, the fan support and the bonding between our fans and our club has been the numbers that support the magnitude of fan participation. And I think obviously the attendance, we're right now, last year we set an all-time record drawing 3,422,000 fans. This year we're actually averaging slightly over our capacity, believe it or not. The reason for that, frankly, is in this ballpark we're able to sell 2,000 standing room for each game. So even though our listed capacity is 43,000, I think 647 or a number like that, we're really averaging just under 44,000 right now. I think it's 43,980 or a number such as that. So, but it's not only been the actual attendance. Look at it in our television ratings and those people that were not used to an event like that, and I don't think you can be used to it ever. And certainly you don't become accustomed to it. And not only that, I think it's unique to Philadelphia. I really believe that. From the time we loaded up last year off of Christopher Columbus Boulevard, I intended to call Delaware Avenue. But I really enjoyed hearing what our players said about our fans following that. I mean, they were just amazed. They were amazed at the numbers. They were amazed at the passion. They were energized by the constant smiles that came out of the crowd. It was just a special happening. And I think from a personal standpoint, I've always viewed the responsibility of those in the office, the business side of our game. We really act as a conduit between our team and our fans. And I believe is that our fans identify with our players, as I alluded to earlier, not just as athletes on the field, they've identified with them as individuals. We're very blessed right now. We have a really quality group for us, that maximum effort on the field. But he's also somebody that's proud of the world, wearing the Phillies uniform, somebody that's giving to the community. They enjoy Ryan Howard's smile, Shane Victorino's energy. You know, the list can go on and on. The flair with which Jimmy plays is a confidence without cockiness. And I just believe that over time, and so many of those players, actually the group that I just mentioned, with the exception of Victorino, all came through our farm system. So we're fortunate enough to develop our own players. That gives our fans the support that this community has given this team ever since we moved into Citizens Bank, frankly before that, but certainly the heights that it's reached in the last couple of years, they can just feel the energy. We were 7-0 in postseason here at home last year, and I don't think that's a coincidence. I really don't. For me, I remember having a conversation with Jeff Jenkins, and I was really saying goodbye to him because Jeff was with our club last year, and we ended up parting ways with Jeff just before we opened the season this year. And I said, Jeff, I hope you live with one memory of your time with us, that double that you got to lead off what I call World Series Game 5 Part B